being the fastest quarterback you've never seen. I'll be right back. There's no quicker way to get into DFS. Play Super Draft today and see for yourself.
We're behind. They're all fired up. What we got to do? First place, our defense has got to go out there and take the ball. Then when we get the ball, we got to have 11 people that's going to do their job and try to score every time you get the football. If we do that, we'll be all right. That will be all right.
I'd like for people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Alabama defeats Miami. Stallings has succeeded.
This is not the end. This is the beginning.
Welcome to the CTS Friday Night Under the Lights. Coming to you prime time. Oh, and before I get started, just in case something does slip, because y'all know me and my vocabulary, something could slip. So let me go ahead and put that TVMA up there just in case. But to everyone out there, happy Christmas Eve or whatever you celebrate. But to me, it's Merry Christmas, just so everybody knows. I wanted to come on tonight and talk a little bit about this number one recruiting class that Alabama put in. Everybody's been talking about Nick Saban's done. He's too old. He can't do this no more. Well, Nick Saban's doing his thing. In my opinion, it's the assistant coaches that are letting Alabama down. Nick Saban's doing everything he can to make sure Alabama is the best it can be. But I want to get in a little bit of this recruiting class. As beautiful and as great on paper as it looks, oh, y'all, it looks marvelous. I ain't going to lie about it. It looks great. But I've been reading over a little bit, different commentaries that's been coming in today, and or since Tuesday, actually, and I ran across one, and I just want to read the very top of it here just to give y'all perspective where I'm coming from. This article says, on Wednesday, the Crimson Tide had yet another spectacular signing day. Alabama signed 25 prospects and possesses the consensus of number one rated class. But is Nick Saban done? Well, as of Wednesday, no, he wasn't done, and we all know that now. But the reason I wanted to read this, where it says Alabama signed 25 prospects, I want to get on that word prospects. Yes, we have 7 5-stars. That I will not deny. The rest of them are 4-stars except for 1 3-star, which should be a 4-star. He's a great kicker, very well, sought after kicker, outstanding, but kickers don't get the love that everybody else does. So for being a number 3 kicker, to me, that's a number 4 in the star ratings. But prospects. The reason I want to touch on the prospects. Y'all have heard me rant and rave. Y'all have heard me go off many times. When you come out of high school, you're a top player. You're one of the best they are out there because you are playing against people who are not as good as you. So you don't know how that's going to relate into college. That's where that word prospect comes in. And I love that they put it that way, prospects, because we don't know. At this point, we don't know how many of these are going to actually be able to make it into the college life, college education, the practices, keeping her nose clean, staying out of trouble. We don't know all this. So that word prospect, I love it because that's what I've been preaching. We don't know yet. So last year let me down. It really did. Last year let me down because I went into the year. Now, granted, I said at the beginning of the year, all right, y'all, here we go again. We're pumping all these guys up. There's no reason why we can't go to the Natty. We got the best of the best. We got the number one offensive player in the country. We got the number one defensive player in the country. We got this. It's on. We lose 2 games. We ain't even in the playoffs. So I'm going to pull my horses back just a little bit before I go get all ramped up. And one of the biggest reasons why is because even though these kids are so talented, and they are talented, or they wouldn't have these ratings. They went all these 7-7 camps. They did their part to get their stars. I give you that. But now you got to come up in there and go against the best of the best in college. That's where we're going to learn what you've got. And do you have the mentality, the want to, the desire to go through the process and be developed? Because believe me, you ain't ready. You're not 100% developed yet at all. And that brings me back to one of the things that kind of bothered me a little bit. TDA did a great job. Kudos, TDA. I mean, went in there and Justin interviewing all these people coming in. He interviewed every one of them. He did an outstanding job. And one of them really bothered me. Got under my skin because it got me thinking, here we go again. And it's our quarterback that we recruited, Mr. Dillon. And let me get back to what it said here. Mr. Dillon, he comes in and says he expects to start ASAP. Well, Mr. Dillon, we don't know how quick you can learn the playbook. Mr. Dillon, we don't know how you're going to do under major pressure that you get in the SEC. We don't know, brother. And by you telling ASAP, that tells me that if you don't start right away, you're going in the transfer portal. And if that's the truth, why did you even come to Alabama? You come to Alabama to get a great education, number one. Number two is get developed for the big money in the NFL. And you ain't going to get developed in a year, brother. You ain't going to do it. So I hope I took that wrong. And if I did, I apologize, Dylan. But it was a great interview. You came from your heart. You came from your feelings. And I really think you feel this way. And I wish you would have thought about that more before you signed that letter of intent to Alabama. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. I am so glad you got that drive. I am so glad you think that you're it. You're going to do it. I love that motivation. I love that gump. You got to believe you're on that top of the mountain. But if you don't get there that first year, let's say you get right here, you become the third quarterback in line, which at Alabama, believe me, we know how quarterbacks can get hurt and how the backups can. We know this. So being 3 is a good thing as a true freshman. But let's say you only make it to 3, or you could be willing to stick it around and put even more work in to get developed more, to get up to number 2 and then number 1. Are you going to be that person, Dylan? Because by that interview you gave, kind of got me. It makes me question where your heart is. It really does. So that one, I don't know. And I'm hoping that granted, we got all these great players, but let's don't forget, y'all, Last year, Texas A&M did too. They had all them great players. And I think about every one of them transferred this year. That's my problem I've got. I don't mean to be so negative on such a great recruiting class, because it is beautiful. It's good to see. It's good to shut these naysayers up that Nick Saban's done. And he just shows you once again, he ain't nowhere near done. And it tickles me to death. But that also shows me that these young kids coming in, and that's when you see their interviews, especially one taking their hats, doing all that, they're talking about why did you choose Alabama? Well, I chose Alabama because of education and development. Development. You ain't going to get developed into an NFL player in 1 year. That ain't happening. I'm sorry, it ain't. So when you say development, are you willing to put in the work and the time till you get there? Because you will get there if you stick to the process at Alabama. You will definitely get to that golden trough in the NFL. No doubt you will get there. But are you willing to wait and put the work in and do it? That's the question. Now that's the one I'm having to hold back. I'm gonna have to wait and see. I gotta wait and see on this one. Now I also found on 3, they did a good breakdown. And I got questions on it, but they did a very good breakdown on all of our 2020 commits. I mean, it's outstanding. But I do have a question on the side over here. Let's take Mr. Downs, 5-star. He got a grade of 98.66. No wonder he's a 5-star. Outstanding player. And I am tickled to death he is on our team. Do I think he'll be a first-year starter? Yes, I do. Because I know how our secondary is right now. So do I think he'll be a first-year starter? Yes, I do. But if he ain't, I think he has the mindset that he would stick around for at least the second year. And I know by the second year he would be he'll be a starter. But my question I've got is, over here on the far right-hand side, it goes NIL value, $375K. Well, that gets me to thinking, where did you come up with that number? What math did you use to come up with that number? I got questions about that. Is this something that he's already got that we don't know about? If it is, that goes against all of Nick Saban's words and philosophy. I ain't paying nobody to come to Alabama. Once you get here, I will give you every opportunity to make as much money as you possibly can. So that's why I'm curious about these values over here. I don't understand where you got them. And if somebody could know anybody over there on 3, please get some insight and let me know about it. We got the great edge rusher, Keelan Keeley. Outstanding. I've watched some of his film. He's a beast. I won't deny that. He's got a grade of 98.32. His NIL value is $276K. Well, I kind of disagree with that one off the get-go. I mean, we got Mr. Downs over here at $375K. That's almost $100,000 less for an elite edge rusher. It should be a lot closer than that, in my opinion. But still, where are they getting these numbers? I need to know. I'm sorry. I've researched what I can find, but I'm a stupid hillbilly. So, I can only research so much and I get confused. Y'all know that. I ain't going to lie about it. Mr. Proctor. God, thank you, Mr. Proctor. Thank you for coming to Alabama. I know you're going to be but first year starter, offensive tackle, and we know how much problem we've been having on our offensive line. Lord have mercy. He grades out at 98.28. He's got an NIL value over here at $240K. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I could go down this bank and read all of them. Y'all probably all seen this. I want to read a couple to get my point across. I want to know where they're getting these numbers. Is it something? I mean, either they've been already said they're going to get this, and then they're waiting for them to get here. I don't know. If it's not, I like to see the math of how they're coming up with this, because I don't know how that value stands true. But I got this little ashtray right here. It's worth a penny. Well, no, I'm going to say half a cent because I got a chip off of it right there. It's worth a penny. But if somebody wants to give me a quarter for it, it's worth a quarter. Not a penny, not a half cent. It's worth a quarter. So to me, well, that's always been true my whole life. Whatever, anything has value is what someone's willing to pay for it. That's the value of that. So these numbers, it's getting me. I don't understand it at all. Now, another happy fact that I got to bring up before I go into the chat line here and start answering y'all's questions y'all may have that I will try to answer is our last minute pickup, Desmond Ricks. I am so tickled to death we get this young man. Cornerback. God, we got to get our defense back up. We got to. And by what we've got so far, we're heading in that direction. Now, have we met all of our needs? Nope, not yet. And once again, these are freshmen out of high school or seniors out of high school, freshmen in college that has to learn the college way of life, college football. They're going to have to be developed. So not all these going to be first-year starters, y'all, because it just takes time. It just don't happen that way. I guess it's like high school. You got your junior football team and your senior football team. Now, some of us, I was one of them, offense and defensive line, was able to play on both, but not everybody gets to do that. It's a big step from junior up to senior, and then from high school into college. So a lot of these kids don't give up on them if they don't start right off the get-go. And gentlemen, please don't give up on Alabama if you don't start right off the get-go, because believe me, it's called development for a reason. And every single one of y'all said development. Somewhere in y'all's conversation, y'all said development. So please stick with that, because you are going to need to be developed, because the big money comes at the end of that rainbow. You started at this end of the rainbow with Alabama, and if you go through that rainbow process, you're going to hit that gold mine at the end of it. So please stick with it. But back to Mr. Ricks here. He's a 5-star cornerback, 6'1", 170 pounds, which means he's tall and lanky. But the good thing about him, he has a grade of .9889, which is damn near perfect. He is 23rd in the nation, the number 2 cornerback in the nation, and was number 6 cornerback player in Florida. He runs a 4.5 40, and he has a 39-inch vertical, which we're going to need every bit of that speed, every bit of that length at cornerback, and I'm happy to see it. I can't wait for this young man to get in there. But one of the biggest things that I got to see on this 3-on-3 breakdown, which I'm glad they did this. Yes, we are ranked first. We was previously ranked second. But the big number that I love the most, it goes blue chips. how many of these players are blue chips? 96% of these recruits are blue chips. And I have been preaching, for actually almost 3 years now. We gotta get blue chips back. We gotta get these blue chips. We gotta get these guys that want it. They taste it. They're nasty. They gotta have. They're willing to work. And if this stays true, this is gonna be awesome. 96% blue chips. 96. That is friggin' amazing. And I hope it stays true. I really and truly do. Now, one thing I did want to bring up before I get in here is why was there so many 5-stars still available? My gut is telling me is that a lot of these coaches, I'm going to take Ole Miss and Kiffin for one of them, who are not really don't have the knowledge or the coaching staff to fully develop a player, and they're taking full advantage of the transfer portal. So I think they're holding back on their recruiting. Now, granted, they probably offered, no doubt, put it out there, but I don't think they really tried hard enough. I really don't, because I really think they're going to build their teams off the transfer portal, try to get other players who had some type of development from another school, so they don't have to waste that time. I really and truly believe a lot of these coaches are feeling that way. But my thing is just like the guys who went into the portal for us from last 2 years' team. How much development did they really get? Their heart wasn't in it. A lot of them. Now, some of them were. Some of them, they just knew they done all they could do, but they had better talent ahead of them, and they had to go somewhere else to get playing time. That I understand totally. I do understand that. But a lot of them just didn't want to put the work in. They had that bag of money. I don't have my bag with me right now. Had that bag of money and just didn't think they had to put the work in. So they didn't get the full development. So now another coach is going to get someone they're still going to have to develop because they're not fully developed yet. Now, let me go over here to the chat real quick. Let me go over here to Roll Tide and Rise Up. Spencer, from what I am understanding, is that the NIL value is something placed on the commits to rank or grade how much they can possibly make in the NIL, not what they are getting. Well, rise up. Once again, I go back to my half-cent ashtray here with a chip in it. Somebody gives me 25 cents for it, it's worth 25 cents. So I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, because at least give me an idea where they're coming off of that. I would love to see Bryce Young's NIL value when he come in before he got his millions of dollars of deals there. But thank you for coming in on that one. All right, see here. Nick Saban Jr. says, exactly. Roll Tide Rise Up. You're correct. William Bryant comes in. You have to be developed to have value. Thank you. Oh, God, thank you. You're so, William, me and you on the same, brother. I believe that totally. I really do. Me personally, I don't think they should get any NIL contract until after their first year to make sure, one, they're going to be able to keep their grades up. Two, are they going to come to practice? Three, are they going to have the right mindset and attitude? And four, how are they developing? How good are they going to be? Can you project it then? That's some things that's just me. That's just me. If I was a millionaire and I was going to, sponsor one of these kids, that's what I'd want to see. I don't want to see where they're going. I mean, I ain't going to give it to you straight out of high school, because I played high school. And I didn't go into college football because I went in the military instead. But I do know the difference in the both. I got a lot of friends who I was either teammates with or played against in high school that did go to college that we have spoke many times on their front porch about how difficult it is. It really and truly is. Let me see what we got here. Nick Saban Jr. My question is, why are there so many 5-star period? They are throwing 5 stars around loosely now. Well, that's a damn good question. But by my understanding is, and my biggest gripe, especially for the, I'm going to say the student athlete that does not have the money to be able to go to these 707 camps, I really think they're getting these grades because they're paying for it. Just being honest, that's how I feel. They got the money to go pay to go 707 camp. They got pay money to go to this camp, money to go to this camp, money to this camp. Well, you come to this camp, you'll get a higher grade. You don't come, we ain't gonna grade you. That's just my personal opinion, y'all. I don't know. I have no facts on that. That just seems strange that these points that's coming on here just so happens these guys got, thank God, had the financial backing to be able to go to these, travel, stay overnight, be fed, the whole 9 yards. They were able to. I mean, that's a very good point, Nick Saban Jr. I mean, I know myself. I saved up, my wife and I, we saved up for a whole year to be able to send our grandson to Nick Saban camp. And so we saved up for a whole week, so he'd have some spending money, our travel and all that good stuff. So it took us a year to save up for it. So it does the price does get up there. Just saying. All right, what else we got here? William Bryant, I am still not sold on the stars placed after the name. That's what we just talked about. I agree with you, William. I ain't either. Not at all. All right, what we got here? Nola. Spencer, my question is, how many players did Bill O'Brien recruit compared to Pete Golden? I'm going to have to research that. But the bottom line is, it don't matter. They both need to go because neither one of them can call plays well enough to keep anybody, even though it's breaking my heart. Rumors and more rumors and talking heads and everything else. We're keeping Pete Golden one more year, the Golden Dildo, at least one more year. Much as I hate to say it, I hope I'm wrong. But Bill's got to go. You ain't going to keep no quality offense if Bill O'Brien is still there. And you ain't going to win a championship either. Tell you that right now. All right, what else we got here? Here's a good one. What we got here? For the love of the burn, stars don't mean anything. Example, look at Mac Jones. I believe he was the only 3-star, and look how he turned out. You are so correct. But he stayed through the process. He took in the knowledge. He learned. He did off-season training. He put in the work. He had the mentality. He was an intelligent man, and he had the drive. He had the want to. He was not going to fail. Is the best way I can put it. He's going to do whatever it took, and he stayed there until he was able. And he's still learning now in pros. He's still learning, but he's putting in the work to learn. It's all in the mindset. It's in the drive of the person. That is not a coach can't do that. That is the person's got to want to. But that's a very good point. That's a very good point. 6-0. 6-0 comes in. 5 stars and 4 stars offer NIL deals and don't bring talent on the field. Exactly what happened to some of the talents in Bama. My question is, will it help to cap limits on the NIL deals for talents to shine? Well, I have to agree with that one, 6-0. My point on that one, I brought up on my show last week, is if they took the NIL deals away from the rich people out here who's making dummy businesses be able to put this money up, and no guarantee if they're going to pay it out. Ain't no guarantee. They're putting that money out there, that bag out there. Come on, come on, come on. And they're coming. And if they ain't hitting the field, then the student athletes don't start getting their money. And then it's gone. Then they're not getting paid. So then, because there wasn't no contract signed. So to protect these student athletes, I'm talking in all sports, not just football, all sports. The colleges need to take over all NIL deals for their scholarship players. I wish they would do it for all of them, but if they'll just do it for the scholarship player, they could set up a 4-year deal. 4-year deal. And if that player leaves before 4 years, they give them some names. Here's you some more faces that are going to cover that one and have it written in a contract. So you still keep that money coming in. And that contract can go to another player also if that player leaves. But yes, I think if they'll do that, then it will kind of even out. I think that's where you're going with this. Even out. Say the max you can do is $1 million. Once you hit that, nobody else gets it. But then to me, you still get the arguments, the locker room. Dude, man, why don't you hook me up? I need to borrow some money. You got 100 spot there? No, man, I got. Well, you're making $500,000. You can't give me, and I'm blocking for you. You can't give me 100 spot. What? I do think that's starting to come to light now. And I was afraid of this way back when it started. I even made that comment that human nature, jealousy, and all this going to start coming into play. And I'm really hearing stories where it is coming into play. A good question there, 6-0. Let me see. What else we got here? For the love of the burn, if they get rid of O'Brien, who do you think they will hire? Who would you want for now? Me? Garrett Riley. That's me, brother. I want Garrett Riley. I want that young mind. I mean, I really and truly do. I want Garrett Riley. Need that young guy who's going to grow, willing to change. I mean, if you watch TCU, he actually makes adjustments during the game. First quarter, second quarter, not wait to halftime. He's actually doing it to what the defense is showing him. And I like his mindset. I like his play calling. If we could have him with the talent at Alabama, oh, Lord. Now, how long we can keep him before somebody steals him for a head coach? Can't answer that one, but I would love to see him. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, DeMarco, Nick Saban Jr., Steve Hicks, Bama, plenty of time between now and February. Although this is Bama's best class ever along the star system is a bust. Beating ATM class last year would be fine, would be fire. Well, we did beat them. I think by the numbers, we do have the best ever at this point. I really do. But then, DeMarco, let me go back to this. We didn't hit all of our needs, in my opinion, for next year. And one of the biggie is tight ends. We are really low in the tight end department. Really, really, really low in the tight end department. We're going to have to pick up, we're going to have to get in the transfer portal for that one. Because it's right now, it ain't good. Because I think right now we've got, we flip Ty Lockwood. Great tight end. I am so glad we got him. 6'5", 220 from Ohio State. Very good hands, good size, decent speed. Good thing. But other than that, it might have been a big strikeout at that position altogether. It really might have been if we didn't get him. Bryson Hubbard is expected to get a look on defense, but it looks like he may have to stay over there tight end because we really ain't got nobody. It ain't looking good at all. Now, Cameron Latou he could come back for his COVID senior year. He could. Now, he is going to Senior Bowl. Doubt it. I don't know if it increases draft stock or not. Now, you get a Riley in there, I would definitely come back because he would get the ball more and he could show his talents more than under Bob. But that might be what he's waiting on. He hadn't entered the draft yet, but that might be what he's waiting on. I mean, I would not be mad if Cameron Latou come back. Hope he'd get that butter off his hands because he's had problems catching the ball sometimes, but he ain't afraid to take a hit. So I am very, very paying attention to that one. I mean, Robbie, I think you say it, Ortiz. He's a good tight end, but it's a little iffy how good of a receiver he is. A good run blocker, a good pass blocker, all that, definite. Good hand placement, good footwork, good explosion off the ball. He's got all that. Now, the receiving part, he's going to have to work on that a little bit. But other than that, we're hurting a little bit at the tight end place. So I have a feeling we're going to have to go into the transfer portal on that one. But very good question there. But the good thing is, talking about transfer portal, that's one thing I was saying last week, is that it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing that all of these players went in transfer portal, because what it did, it freed up scholarships to bring in more talent. And I have a feeling that's exactly what my great Nick's Coach Saban's going to do. I really do. All right, let's see what we got here. William, what you got saying here, William? I'm driving Pepsi and peppermint snobs tonight. Here you go, William. Oh, that reminds me. Been a little bit here. That's the only bad thing about having to do these by yourself. I don't have time to refill and, get happy drink. But anyway, all right, let's see what Sam's got up here. Oh, I missed it. Sam, damn, William, you're thirsty. That ain't the one I was seeing, though. William's laughing. Let me go. Tomorrow, what we got here? Spencer, I'm seeing the name of tight end CJ Dupree of Maryland is a possible candidate. Well, since you brought that up, let me pull this up right here. He is a candidate, but his younger brother just signed with Charlotte. So he might want to stay closer up there. So it's there. It's possible, but, never know on that one. All right, let's see what we got here. Nick Saban Jr., I want the Eagles quarterback coach, Brian Johnson. He is 35 and will be perfect in the process of having to find a quarterback. That's not a bad pick, Nick Saban Jr. It really ain't. I mean, he can develop, and should be a good recruiter. I have to think about that one. I got to think about that one. All right, we got Brock in here tonight. Roll Tide, Brock. Thank you for coming on, brother. I know it's Friday nights out. Under the Light is a last-second deal. We had some technical difficulties of logging on yesterday and this morning, so we finally got that cleared up. So I just wanted to come on real quick and give my 2 cents on the recruiting, because I'm not like everybody else. I'm not all bells and whistles. It's all wonderful, all glory. All of our problems is just ended. Now, they're just beginning. That's just my opinion. Anyway, but thank you, Brock, for being on. Sam, what we got here, Sam? Your thoughts on a DC? If not Jeremy Pruitt, what about Sal? I've been saying we need old school defense back. If it ain't nothing for 1 year to get these mindset back and this the drive, the energy back. The people that got to want to fight and get. That's South. That is South. I would love South. I'd have no problem with South being in DC. No problem. Like I said, even for 1 year, he decided to retire just to help get the mindset back right of our defensive players again. I do love that, Sam. I do love that. Good thought. Good thought. I love that. Let's see right here. What we got here? Brock. Brock says we're supposed to get that tight end from Maryland December 27th. It's 50-50 by what I'm reading there, Brock. But, yeah, I mean, they are predicting it is a remaining target for us. Yes, I agree with that. Which 50-50, we'll wait and see on that one, but it would be nice. I ain't going to deny that because we need more tight ends. There we go. Yep, can't deny that one. Joe Brady, yeah, he's a great offensive coordinator. I can't deny that one. Alabama's going to have to come off that wallet to get him, and I wish they would. I have no problem Joe Brady being there at all. He's a great mind. He studies very well. He's a good recruiter. The guys respect him. They listen to him. The assistant coaching staff listens to him, and he's proven himself. So, yes, I would love to have Joe Brady. That's a damn good one. I agree. All right, here we go. What we got here? DeMarco, right on the first early signing day. Oh, no, you're going to have to change that Justice Hayes to Sweet Justice Hayes because he is Sweet Justice. All right, Jesus, for Justice Hayes and Claiborne down the Bama shirt at Tuscaloosa, ready to practice with the team for the Sugar Bowl. Love this class, man. Yeah, I can't deny. Like I said, I love it. I see a lot of positives, but I'm having to hold my reins back. I can't just let my horses go again. I've been let down 2 years now in a row. 2 years. And I've been told I was crazy. I'm stupid, blah, 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 which I am, but beside the point. My wife tells me the same thing. But I believed in these players. I believed in everything. And then it wasn't there. It just wasn't there. So before I'm going to have to see it on the field. I'm going to have to see how they do through in practice, and I'm going to have to see the spring game. I'm going to have to see how they do it on the field. I got to see if that mind's right. Because right now, the athletic ability is there, 110%. Even the guys returning, it's there. The physical part of them is there. It's the mind that has lost us the championship the past 2 years. That's what I want to see improve. What else we got here? Let me slide on down here. I'm getting behind. Little Joe, who is going to be the next quarterback next season? Little Joe, that's a damn good question, brother. I'm still, even though it would be crazy and we'd have all kinds of quarterbacks jumping in the transfer portal, I'm still not 100% sold that Bryce ain't coming back. I don't know. It might just be, he's already making good money here. It'd be his last, a year to make extra money before he gets to the big money. It's possible. I didn't even think he'd be playing in the Sugar Bowl, and he is. So that's still out there. Don't know what he's thinking. Don't know what he's praying about. Whatever God leads that young man to do, that's what he's going to do. But other than that, I'm going to go with Milroe because I think if Bob is gone, if Bob is still there, probably Ty. Now, Ty is great. Don't get me wrong. He's a great runner. He's a better passer right now than Milroe. But Milroe, to me, is a better athlete. Not only will he run, he'll run you over. He has the arm. He just don't have the technique yet and the touch. And a good offensive coordinator and quarterback coach can teach him. I think one more season, I think he'd be the starter. That's just me. All right, let me go down here to Brock. Brock comes in. CJ is the next the transfer portal tight end from Maryland. He's making his decision between Alabama and Ohio State. He has already crystal ball to Alabama. All right, that's good to know. Thank you, Brock. All right, what we got here, Sam? Just thinking about what Joe Brady, did in one season with Joe Burrow. Well, yeah, it was quite obvious what he did. I mean, he is a great coach. I mean, he's doing outstanding things now. So he would be awesome. He would be. If I was Nick Saban, Joe Brady would be my number one pick. But for me, Joe Brady would be my number two. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Joe Brady. He's proven himself. Garrett Riley has impressed me with lesser talent. Joe Brady has impressed me with more talent. And we got a lot of talent. So, Sam, I've got to agree with you, brother. I mean, I'm not denying I agree with you. All right, what we got here? We have 6-0. Spencer, your prediction on next season if Bill O remains at OC Ham, and who would be the starting quarterback? My prediction for next season. I would say we'd end up with 2 losses again. And I think Ty Simpson would end up being our quarterback under Bill. I really do. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking bad about Ty Simpson. He is the man. He had the right mindset coming in. He said he's willing to put the work in. He's willing to do whatever it takes, stay as long as he has to. And he has talent. He does have talent. He's got some speed. He's got some moving. But he ain't big enough to brush off tackles. He's got to jump around them. He is going to be great. He's going to be one of our great quarterbacks at Alabama. I won't deny that. That I won't deny. But to answer your question, 6-0, if Bill remains, I'm predicting another 10-2 season. We won't make the playoffs again. All right, what else we got here? Little Joe. Oh, that's DeMarcos. Come in. Little Joe. It'll be Milroe. Really depends on who is the next OC is too. I agree with you. Sam, what we got here, Sam? What do you think about Dan Mullen as OC? He's a good OC. He's a good offensive coordinator. He is not a good head coach at all. He needs somebody, I guess what you'd call what my wife does to me, pull them reins back. Can't have the total run of the whole shop. But as an offensive coordinator, Dan Mullins is a good offensive coordinator. He would not be a bad hire. I would not be upset with him whatsoever. He is 110% improvement, in my opinion, over Bob. It just really is. But good point there, Sam. Nick Saban Jr. What you got, Nick Saban Jr.? We have 5 tight ends that are actually in line to play right now, not including Latu, and 9 total, not including Latu. Nine. I'm going to have to look that one up, brother. I'm going to have to look that one up and who they are. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm sorry, but you're probably right because you do more research than I do. So we've got 9, so I'm going to have to withdraw all that I said. And if we have 9, then we should be set with injury. All right, what I got here? We got Brock. Brock comes in. He will make his decision after Christmas holidays, December 27th. Got you. Nick Saban Jr. comes in. Please hit the like button and subscribe and share. Well, at least subscribe and share. You know, I can't expect anybody to like me, but please subscribe and share because it helps the whole team of CTS. So if you've already subscribed, please share us because it definitely helps the whole team of CDS. And Nick Saban Jr., William, Roll Tide Rise Up, Matt. It helps everybody. So if you can do that, it would be great. And Brock comes back with, is it possible we keep Bill O'Brien? Oh, it's possible, brother. It is possible. Don't like it, but yes, it's definitely possible. We're going to learn a whole lot more right after the Sugar Bowl. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think you said this on Nick Saban Jr. show. I hope you're right that Nick Saban's just going to clean house. I hope you're right. And that's what you said on Nick Saban Jr., and I agreed with you. So I hope you're right. William Bryant comes in here. I think the quarterback position will be decided on the A-Day game. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. You got to put the work in. You got to earn it. And that's what I do love about that. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. What did I miss there? So my question, so my question is, if Bill O'Brien leaves, does Ty Simpson leave? No. Lord, no. No. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I think he stays. I really do. I think his mindset is of Mac-10. I think he's got the same mindset. He really put the work in because he wants to get to NFL and he wants to go through the process. I could be totally wrong. But what I'm reading and the way he talks and just his mannerisms, I think he's willing to go through it. All right, what we got here? DeMarco, love Ty Simpson and look forward to seeing him play, especially the way he scrambles and throws on the run. I agree. And he's a coach's son. But for me, Milroe needs to get comfortable to unleash his wrath. I agree. To me, DeMarco, Milroe reminds me a lot. I mean, I have to agree. He gets nervous and his decision making. You can almost see it in his throw. Right when he gets to throw, he does a little hitch. Second guessing himself. Then he releases. So I have to agree with you. It gets more comfortable and confident. He'll go ahead and release it because that little hitch before he goes, that little indecision there is what gets him intercepted. So that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. I do like that. And Nick Saban says the same thing. Here's Orange Man, the godfather of, not sure SEC or ACC no more. But anyway, here he goes. Dylan said today, he's your next quarterback, and that's the attitude we need at Bama. We already discussed that one earlier. I do like the attitude. I do like it, but it also tells me if he don't start, he'll leave. All right, what we got here? Sam. What we got, Sam? We got a few more minutes here. I want to try to get as many people as I can. Spencer, William Bryant will never be the OC at Bama because he will never stay sober. What's that have to do if he can call good plays? Seriously. You can put them little bottles up there. Put the little bottles up there, ponies up there, move them around, and get everybody in the right position. Never know. Laugh out loud. Good point there, Sam. I don't think William wants to give up truck driving anyway, though. All right, let me go on down here a little bit right here on the bottom here. Here's a good one from Brock. I heard Bill O'Brien is good friends, Ty Simpson's dad, and the reason he came to Alabama was Bill O'Brien. Maybe. It could be. But I doubt very seriously that Ty would leave. Now, if that family is that tight, if they're that tight, because I've got friends who are blood to me. I mean, I'll take a bullet from them in a heartbeat. So if O'Brien was to get a head coaching job somewhere, is it possible that Ty would follow him? Then yes. If they're that close, then yeah, I give you that possibility. I mean, it really is. I give you that possibility. All right, let's see what we got here. Nick Saban Jr. with Milroe With Milroe, it's going to be important to get a OC that will revolve their offense around whatever quarterback they choose. But we need that with any of them. Any quarterback we have out there, we need to be able to scheme up plays to that person's strong points, our receivers, our tight ends, our offensive line, be able to adjust to that, what's going on that night. And Bob hadn't been that player. If your offensive line ain't giving you 3 seconds in the pocket, why you can't calling a play that takes 3 seconds? You got to be able to adjust. If they're only giving you 2 seconds in the pocket, why aren't you calling slant patterns? Why aren't you calling, a quick in and out? Why ain't a comeback route? Why ain't you calling that? No, he sticks with the 3-second plays, getting our guys hit and hurt. So I agree with you, Nick Saban Jr., but we all need that. And that's one thing I do love about Garrett Riley is he will call plays to his strength. Well, everybody, I do appreciate y'all being on here. Thank you so much for giving me this time. Let me see if we can get one more in here real quick here. Marco, Brock, next year would be pretty much be a rebuilding year. So not surprised with a 10-2 prediction. Ty Simpson ain't going nowhere, he said so. After saying so, he leaves them by. Stick to your word. Well, I agree there. I agree. If he goes, so be it. Love you. Hope the best for you. But normally, I hope he's one of these people who's raised your word is worth more than your signature, because I know mine is. My signature, a good lawyer can beat that. My word in a handshake, I will do it or I will die trying. That word and handshake means more than a signature to me. So I hope you're right there. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas this weekend. Everybody, please stay safe. Please stay safe. If you're going to be out there partying with them, have fun doing it. Don't be driving, man. Don't want nobody out here driving, getting in trouble. We want y'all back next week. We want y'all here we got to have you back for the Sugar Bowl. We don't need your ass in jail. We need you out here. So everybody be smart about it. Eat a lot of food, have a good time, enjoy your family time. Y'all are family to us. So that's another reason I want to come on and say Merry Christmas to my chat family. We appreciate you and we love you. And everybody have a great night. And thank you once again.